A reckoning is at hand. Jules' words hang heavy in the air, signaling a profound shift in his soul. He abandons the haze of ignorance, embracing the brutal clarity of memory. This is no mere change of heart. It's a cold realization that his past sins will forever haunt him. The shadows lengthen as Jules lays bare their perilous predicament. He calculates the risks, his eyes gleaming with a dangerous ambition. The allure of banks, easy targets compared to these liquor stores, whispers promises of greater rewards, setting them down a path littered with shattered lives. Vincent's voice drips with raw caution. He paints a vivid picture of escalating danger, each word a hammer blow against their fragile facade. These liquor stores are no longer playgrounds, they're battlefields where age and desperation fuel an unpredictable enemy. Jules' chillingly pragmatic words echo through the darkness. He sees opportunity where others see chaos, calculating the vulnerability of crowds and their insatiable hunger for more. This is no longer a simple heist, it's a calculated dance with fate, fueled by greed and desperation. This ain't no ordinary conversation. Jules and Vincent are laying down the law, painting a picture of Amsterdam where the lines blur, where even the devil himself might take a puff from a joint. This is where their journey begins, on the razor's edge of freedom, with a taste of the forbidden. A simple question, but it unveils a world apart. Vincent finds himself lost in a land where even the condiments are different. The tension rises as we see the chasm widening between his familiar reality and this foreign landscape. Maya Wallace steps into the frame. Her name whispered like a promise, her past shrouded in mystery. A seductive enigma, she draws the gaze of every man in the room, but what secrets lie beneath that icy facade? The air grows thick with anticipation. This ain't no parlor game. Marcellus Wallace is playing a deadly hand, and anyone who crosses him better be ready for a face-to-face with fate. The consequences are brutal, swift, and unforgiving. This clash of wills throws a dark shadow over their partnership. Jules, clinging to some semblance of morality, draws a line in the sand while Vincent's casual disregard for boundaries foreshadows an explosion waiting to happen. Jules' words pierce the veil of this brutal world, revealing a flicker of humanity amidst the carnage. He clings to the belief that even in darkness, connection holds meaning, a defiant whisper against the suffocating violence. This deceptively simple line sets a trap, a powder keg of unspoken desires and dangerous expectations. Vincent's mission morphs into something more, blurring the lines between duty and desire in a deadly game of cat and mouse. The air crackles with menace. These are not men negotiating, but predators wielding power. Their casual threats a stark reminder that mercy is a luxury they can't afford. Brett's plea for life echoes in the silence, a fragile hope swallowed by the encroaching darkness. The air thickens as Brett scrambles for salvation, desperately trying to appease his captors with hollow apologies. His pleas of best intentions hang heavy, a thin veil over the brutal reality they've unleashed. This scene screams desperation, a tightening knot of fear in a game where the stakes are already impossibly high. A power struggle erupts as the captors turn their menacing gaze upon Brett, their words like razor-sharp jabs probing his psyche. Each repetition of what is a hammer blow, shattering any pretense of normalcy and driving him deeper into their cruel game. Marcellus delivers a cold, hard truth, a punch to the gut that exposes the fleeting nature of fame and fortune. This isn't just a conversation, it's a wake-up call. A stark reminder that time waits for no man, especially those clinging to illusions of grandeur. The stage is set for a new chapter as the dialogue introduces fresh players into this volatile world. Their arrival promises to shake things up, adding fuel to the already raging fire and leaving us breathlessly anticipating what chaos they will bring. This exchange, my friends, is a brutal awakening. Mia Wallace explodes onto the scene, a force of nature who doesn't shy away from the primal and the taboo. Vincent Vega, he's left reeling, his carefully constructed world suddenly tilting on its axis. A tremor of unease ripples through their fragile connection, the seeds of doubt, sown in blood and whispered promises. Marcellus Wallace isn't just a kingpin, he's an alchemist, a connoisseur of the black arts. He unveils his wares with the grace of a surgeon, each line dripping with venom and power. This ain't about profit, it's about control. Vincent and Jules are players in a high-stakes game, dancing on the edge of oblivion. The ground shifts beneath their feet. A new order rises from the ashes, and Marcellus' words echo like thunder, a harbinger of doom for those who cling to the old ways. This ain't just about drugs, it's about survival. The world is changing, and Vincent and Jules are caught in its bloody crossfire. The air crackles with anticipation, a sense of dread seeping into the frame. Maya's voice pierces the silence, a siren song calling Vincent into a whirlwind he can't control. Their evening, it's already spiraling out of control, hurtling towards an unknown climax. The scene explodes into life at Jackrabbit Slim's, an Elvis shrine where Vincent Vega lays down the law. He expects Mia to dig the vibe, but her wary sigh hangs heavy in the air. Is this date already headed for a bloody showdown? Maya's question digs deep into Vincent's soul, revealing a hidden world beyond the gritty streets he patrols. A month in Amsterdam. This man craves serenity, a stark contrast to the violence he unleashes. Mia unleashes a torrent of ambition, spitting out the name Fox Force 5 like a battle cry. Beneath her glamorous facade lies a burning desire for recognition, a thirst for power that could consume them all. Beneath the surface of this encounter, a raw nerve is exposed. Maya's fear of laughter cuts deep, revealing her desperate need for Vincent's approval. His defensive reaction, a wall built from secrets and guarded emotions. In the heart of this gritty urban jungle, two souls meet. A moment hangs in the air, thick with unspoken understanding. Silence speaks volumes, a symphony of connection amidst chaos. The foundation is laid for something dangerous, something beautiful. A flicker of attraction dances between them, a spark that could ignite into something more. But caution holds back the flames. They are still strangers in this world of shadows, dancing on the edge of danger. Yet, beneath the surface, a promise of intimacy lingers. The veil lifts, revealing a glimpse into Vincent's world, a world stained with violence and betrayal. Maya's curiosity is piqued, drawn into the underbelly of this criminal empire. A dangerous game is afoot, and she's been invited to play. The whispers in the dark grow louder, painting a chilling portrait of power and brutality. Secrets fester, alliances shift, and trust becomes a fragile commodity. In this world, knowledge is power, and silence can be deadly. Butch delivers this line to Fabian like a viper spitting venom. It's not a polite request, my friend, it's a thinly veiled threat, a promise of violence should she overstay her welcome. This sets the stage for a dance with danger, a fleeting encounter built on tension and simmering rage. Vincent's voice cracks with panic as he screams these words into the void. A wave of dread washes over the audience. Maya is fading fast, and the consequences for Vincent could be catastrophic. This isn't just a bad night, this is a fight for survival. Lance spits these words like shards of ice. A cold, calculating disregard for Vincent's plight seeps through the line. The chasm between them widens, revealing a heart devoid of empathy and a soul stained by selfishness. This betrayal throws Vincent into the inferno alone. Jodie's voice erupts like a volcano, spewing rage at Butch's reckless abandon. The air crackles with violence. Their volatile connection teeters on the brink of explosion, leaving the audience breathless and waiting for the inevitable crash. Vincent explodes like a goddamn grenade, his fury shaking the very foundations of the scene. This ain't no casual spat, it's a declaration of war. Maya Wallace, Marcellus's wife, enters the frame, a delicate flower entangled with a dangerous beast. Danger is in the air, thick as smoke. Vincent spits out these words like venom, his disdain for casual drug use clear as day. This ain't a game, this is surgery. But beneath the surface, doubt lingers. Can he truly handle this kind of pressure? The stakes just got real. The adrenaline shot kicked in, but the tension hangs heavy like a shroud. Vincent pleads, his voice cracking with desperation, revealing a vulnerability hidden beneath layers of bravado. Maya's life hangs by a thread. Vincent's logic is cold and calculated. Secrecy becomes his shield. He plays a dangerous game, dancing on the edge of oblivion. But one slip could bring down the entire house of cards. Captain Coon's words, a hushed whisper echoing through time, plant the seed of a tangled tale. A legacy woven with family threads and the weight of history. This watch, a silent sentinel, becomes a burning torch illuminating Butch's connection to those who came before him, father and grandfather. The truth, like a bullet tearing through the air, reveals the watch's dark underbelly. Butch's grandfather, a hero swallowed by the maw of war. A sacrifice etched into steel, a duty passed down, a foreshadowing of Butch's own fight against an encroaching darkness. These words, a venomous whisper in the night, reveal the depth of Butch's father's love, twisted and warped by survival. The watch becomes a symbol, not just of family, but of an unshakable bond forged in blood and steel. A choice between loyalty and oblivion. A chilling question hangs heavy in the air, a silent indictment echoing through the halls of truth. Butch's face, a canvas of raw emotion, shifts from frenzied chaos to cold calculation. The fight, once a means to an end, now reveals its true cost, a descent into moral ambiguity. A chilling declaration, folks. The brutality seeps from these characters like venom. They dance with violence, their world a twisted tango where information is extracted through pain, leaving you wondering who will be left standing. Floyd's words hang in the air, a haunting echo. They pierce Butch's facade, digging into the darkness he tries to conceal. Is this indifference genuine, or is it the desperate shield of a soul wrestling with demons? The tide has turned, my friends. Butch emerges victorious from the rigged game, a phoenix rising from the ashes of deceit. His pockets are overflowing, his escape plan solidified, he's on the run, leaving a trail of corruption in his wake. Beneath the surface tension, a spark ignites. Butch and Fabian engage in a playful dance, a whirlwind of words revealing hidden vulnerabilities. But can laughter truly mask the shadows lurking beneath? A chilling question hangs in the air, revealing a chasm of indifference between Butch and Fabian. His silence screams volumes, a disregard so blatant it threatens to shatter the fragile foundation of their connection. This disregard will not go unpunished. A flicker of carefree laughter in Fabian's voice clashes with the grim reality etched on Butch's face. She brushes aside language barriers with a disarming nonchalance, while he wrestles with the brutal demands of their escape. A widening gulf separates them, two souls caught in a perilous dance, their visions of freedom diverging. The ticking clock reverberates with an ominous urgency. Gone is the languid intimacy, replaced by the suffocating pressure of time. Their escape, a race against destiny itself, has begun. The veneer of composure cracks, revealing a raw torrent of desperation. Butch's voice echoes with the weight of his past, a haunting reminder of the sacrifices made and the burden he carries. His obsession with the watch reveals a desperate need for something beyond mere survival. A terse exchange, dripping with tension. Jules lays bare the core of their fragile relationship. Vincent's memory lapse, a seemingly trivial detail, hangs in the air like a loaded gun, foreshadowing the brutal reckoning that awaits them both. Vincent shrugs off the blunder, a casual dismissal of gravity itself. His callous indifference to consequence chills the blood, hinting at the immoral world they inhabit. This aborted breakfast is a harbinger of shattered plans and looming doom. Butch's words crackle with vulnerability, revealing a man teetering on the edge. His desperate consideration of escape showcases a stark transformation. He is forced to confront the brutal consequences of his actions, the chilling reality sinking in. Marcellus's words cut like razor wire. Pride, he reveals, is a weakness that will lead to destruction. Survival demands cold-blooded ruthlessness, a brutal lesson echoing through the blood-soaked streets. This world leaves no room for sentiment. Only those who fight through their demons survive. This ain't your Sunday picnic brawl, folks. These two walk into the scene like a thunderclap, leaving destruction in their wake. Their casual disregard for human life is a blood-curdling omen, foreshadowing a descent into madness. A sick chant drips from Zed's lips, revealing the darkness that festers within. This ain't just violence, it's a twisted game where human life is nothing more than a pawn to be discarded. This man revels in pain, and his laughter echoes with the screams of the damned. Prepare yourself for a symphony of screams. Zed lays down the law with brutal efficiency, promising a fiery hell that leaves nothing but twisted metal and broken bones. This ain't just violence, it's a masterpiece of sadistic artistry. A chilling warning hangs heavy in the air, a testament to the inescapable grip of violence. These men are trapped in a vortex of brutality, their lives a slow descent into oblivion. Hope is a ghost that haunts this world, leaving only despair in its wake. A chilling proclamation echoes through the tense air that Zed's dead. Jules and Vincent's casual delivery of this brutal fact paints a stark portrait of their world, a landscape where life is cheap and consequences are swift. This moment foreshadows the bloody reckoning that awaits them should they fail to serve their master, Marcellus Wallace. Ezekiel 25,007 hangs heavy in the air, a mantra desperately clutched at by Jules. He seeks solace in scripture, a fragile shield against the encroaching darkness he embodies. The lines between good and evil blur, leaving him teetering on the precipice of damnation. Jules' voice cracks with barely suppressed fury. His patience worn thin, he confronts Vincent's flippant attitude towards bloodshed. The world around them is closing in, the spectre of justice looming large. Their actions are not without consequence. Vincent's dismissive words carry the weight of a ticking bomb. His defiance of Jules and his self-serving proclamation to retire ignite a powder keg. The loyalty they once held for Marcellus is shattered, setting them on a collision course with their own fate. Vincent's words hang heavy in the air, a stark declaration that this ain't his turf. He's an outsider, adrift in a sea of unfamiliar faces and unspoken rules. This clash of cultures is about to ignite into a powder keg of tension. Jules' voice crackles with urgency. A life hangs in the balance, a body screams for disposal. This ain't no ordinary errand run, this is a high-stakes game where favors come at a price, loyalty is tested, and consequences are swift. Jimmy's rage explodes like a grenade. Fear gnaws at him. The weight of their actions threatens to crush his fragile world. He's caught in a nightmare, and the innocent are paying the price. Vincent's words cut through the tension like a razor. Bonnie's unpredictable nature throws their meticulously crafted plan into chaos. This ain't no Sunday stroll, it's a high-wire act over an abyss of danger. A brutal declaration rips through the tension. Vincent, a man unfazed by carnage, claims ownership of this nightmare. He dispatches Jules with chilling indifference, barking orders like a seasoned commander. The mention of the wolf hangs in the air, a shadow promising salvation, or perhaps something far more sinister. Winston Wolfe strides into this carnage like a phantom, his voice a gravelly echo of authority. He wastes no time, cutting through the bullshit with laser focus. The clock ticking, it's a countdown to oblivion, and Jimmy knows it. Wolfe throws down a gauntlet, his words dripping with icy pragmatism. He offers salvation, but a price. A dangerous dance begins, Jimmy and his crew dangling on a thread, desperate for Wolfe's expertise, while fearing the wrath that awaits those who refuse his aid. Jimmy's voice trembles like a hunted animal. He stumbles over his words, desperate to maintain some semblance of control while the weight of the situation crushes him. A silent battle rages within, a desperate plea for understanding clashing against a rising tide of fear. This ain't just a casual conversation, folks. This is a power play straight out of the underworld. Marcellus lays down the law, dangling a gilded cage before Butch, a life of luxury in exchange for unwavering loyalty. A debt will be paid, one way or another. Jules is a man forged in fire, and Vincent's musings about violence just ain't cutting it. This ain't no philosophical debate, this is the hard edge of reality. A simmering tension crackles between them, foreshadowing a volatile partnership. Enter the wolf in sheep's clothing. Wolf, the executioner who deals in the aftermath of brutality. He lays down the rules with chilling precision, leaving no doubt that these men are diving headfirst into a world where blood will stain their souls. The game is afoot, and these players are bound by an unspoken code. A fragile alliance forged in desperation, where every move is calculated, every breath measured. A single slip could send them spiraling into the abyss. A chilling request whispered into the darkness. This ain't just some casual meetup anymore. These two are forging a pact in blood, their identities becoming intertwined like iron shackles. The line between acquaintance and accomplice has been brutally crossed. A flicker of unexpected levity in a world shrouded in violence. Vincent, the pragmatic executioner, reveals his personal quirks, exposing a vulnerability beneath the hardened exterior. The contrast with Jules, steeped in philosophical contemplation, simmers like a powder keg, ready to explode. A battle cry disguised as a casual conversation. Faith and fate clash in this tense exchange. Jules clings to the notion of divine intervention, while Vincent remains a hardened skeptic. The seeds of doubt are sown, planting the stage for a violent reckoning with destiny itself. A bombshell dropped in a world of chaos. Jules, the cold-blooded killer, contemplates a life beyond violence. His words hang heavy in the air, forcing Vincent to confront the unsettling possibility of change. the balance of power shifts, leaving them teetering on the edge of an uncertain future. A brutal power play unfolds as Honey Bunny is given the chilling task of keeping the hostages in line. This sets the stage for a dance of fear, where her words hold the power to soothe or ignite chaos. Innocence shatters as the robbers unleash their brutal reign. The manager's pleas for mercy are met with indifference, a stark reminder of how quickly civility can be crushed under the weight of violence. A shadowy figure emerges from the darkness, wielding an air of power and menace. Butch throws down a gauntlet, offering salvation laced with danger, leaving the robbers caught in his web of twisted intentions. Butch's cryptic refusal ignites a storm of uncertainty. The briefcase becomes a ticking time bomb, its secrets shrouded in mystery and its power enough to drive men mad. Vincent attempts a risky maneuver, attempting to cool the inferno that threatens to engulf them. But can words truly disarm desperation? This fragile negotiation hangs in the balance, a prelude to the storm brewing around Jules. Honey Bunny unleashes a chilling declaration. Her desire for spoils reveals a heart teetering on the edge, a desperate soul grasping at fleeting moments of joy amidst chaos. This throws Vincent and Jules into a maelstrom of uncertainty. Jules, wrestling with his own inner demons, paints a stark picture of his reality. He embraces the mantle of righteousness while acknowledging the bloody instrument at his disposal, a soul grappling with the weight of its actions. Jules' words echo through the shattered remnants of their encounter. It's a retreat, a withdrawal from the dance of violence. But does this signify redemption or merely a postponement of fate? The echoes linger, unanswered questions swirling in the wake of their departure. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content